Hi everyone, welcome to the Pricing Bulletin. I'm Rohan Pant, Practice Director at Everest Group. On this episode of Pricing Bulletin, we want to touch on the subject of cloud contracting with different hyperscalers like GCP, Azure, and AWS. With me is Saiket Roy, an SME on cloud in the pricing assurance function. Welcome, Saiket.
Hi, Rohan. Thanks for having me on board today for the pricing bulletin.
Saiket, we want to talk about cloud contracting, and that is something that's on top of mind of enterprises today. We see a lot of enterprise spend on cloud, especially after COVID. And this is increasing very drastically, and we see a lot of enterprises coming to us and saying, they need help in optimizing their cloud spend. They want to save maximum out of these contracts, and we want to touch upon that. What are your thoughts, Saiket, on this? How enterprises can save money on their contracts?
Sure, Rohan. So this is a very interesting and pertinent topic, Rohan, today because in today's economy where most enterprises have a strained tech budget, it's more important than ever to prevent value leakage and to optimize cloud costs. The way an enterprise negotiates their cloud contract is the first step towards realizing this saving. One of the best levers to do that is, of course, to optimize the discounts that are available on public cloud. But before any conversation around discounts, enterprises need to have clarity on how to actually initiate their contracts with the hyperscalers.
Yes, Saiket, absolutely. I think the first step is actually, how do you initiate that contracts? And a lot of enterprises ask us for that advice. And there are certain nuances associated with that. Saiket, would you like to talk about some of these?
Sure, Rohan. We have been helping a lot of enterprises, and we have recently helped a banking client with over 80 million in cloud spend across AWS and GCP to save over 5% by advising them on their cloud contracts. When it comes to enterprise level contracting, I want to talk about the two paths towards cloud contracting. And we at Everest Group have seen significant traction across both these paths, right? So the path one or the route one is where an enterprise negotiates directly with the hyperscaler and draws up an enterprise agreement. We have seen the presence of such agreements across many larger enterprise clients who have a lot of in-house firepower in terms of procurement, technical skills, and so on. These are companies who really know and understand their environment and also have the skills to manage negotiations on their own. Route two is when an enterprise goes through a solution provider or the reseller route. In these scenarios, generally the enterprise is more tightly integrated with their service provider partners for managing their tech stack. In such a scenario, enterprises may benefit from leveraging the second route because service providers can bundle up cloud resources along with managed services, consulting services, etc., and offer it all as a bundled offering to the enterprise.
Saket, that is really interesting, and I believe both these routes would have some impact on the discounting also. And I also see, I think there are a lot of nuances associated with both these routes. And really, it would be great if we can have another session of pricing bulletin, especially on these two routes. That would be really great. And really, Saket, thanks for giving us this information. Thanks for being here. Looking forward to the next pricing bulletin. Thank you.